All right. Good morning. Good morning. What's up, y'all? I'm going to let a few more people come on in and then we're going to jump into it. I know we're about 12 minutes behind schedule. I do apologize, but let's wait for a few more people and then we'll get back to it. All right. Let's go. All right, I think we did it. I think we did it. We hit the 2 minute mark, guys. If you guys are not following me on any forms of social media, go ahead and follow me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and X, and even on Patreon at Shar's Reality number 6. If you haven't had a chance to follow my backup page on all platforms, please do at Shar's Reality Family. We are growing significantly across the board, and I am so excited about that. And it's because of you guys that I am growing and I'll continue to be successful in doing so. Okay. I know you guys better be following me on Instagram because Instagram, that's where everything is at. Okay. I'll be up and ready and loaded with Instagram, Facebook too. But you got to go in the comment section of the status on Facebook because Facebook be tripping to catch it. Okay. I pray that everybody's having an amazing Saturday. Um, Child, I'm coming home from work last night and well, actually I was in the regular lane, right? I'm driving, it's a 2 lane thing, and I'm on the phone with my fiance, we talking, and I said, oh shoot. He like, what happened? I said, oh man, he just hit me. So basically I was in the lane and kids were trying to get in the lane that I was in, trying to merge into that lane. And when they was trying to merge into that lane, they came head on and sideswiped me there. So my car is actually good. I don't have a brand new car, so my car is actually good. It just got like a side swipe across the side. But their car is pretty messed up. Okay. When we came out, they wanted to be argumentative and was like, no, 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 no. Shar, you hit me. And I'm like, no, that is impossible in a 2-part lane that I was already in that you were trying to get in. How do I hit you? That doesn't even make sense unless I hit you from behind, which you weren't in the lane for me to hit you from behind. So once things calmed down, we were able to have a conversation. It were very young kids around my son's age, and they were scared at the end of the day. But we did exchange information, and hopefully they don't play with me and I won't have to play with them. Okay. But I don't have any intentions on going after anybody for anything because God has been faithful to me. And If it's not really that bad, I don't really want to mess with it, okay? But if you play with me, I will make sure the proper paperwork get filed, okay? So that's what my night ended like yesterday. And I was like, I'm going home and go to sleep. I think that's a clue that I need to go to sleep because I was so tired. The whole week was really draining for me. Not like tired, like stuff was happening, but tired, like I'm just tired. Like I just need a break. Okay. So that's pretty much what had happened. But we're about to review this Real Housewife of Atlanta season 16, episode 16. Okay. I was not expecting, let me see, how can I say this? I feel like Kelly and Britt did a whole lot. Did Britt press the button? Absolutely. Did Britt kept going? Absolutely. Did Britt do too much? Yeah. But I feel like Kelly wanted the beef to continue, right? So she was just like poking, right? Because all right, we're gonna get into it. Because I'm about to tell y'all like the pieces of the story that I don't agree with. Because I don't believe in letting somebody use something and then be like, give me that back. That was from my great grandmama. You ain't know that was from your great grandmama before you let me use it. So that's what I can't. Britt just be playing. And then the whole episode, Britt was like, well, she said this about you. I never mess with girls that told my business, even though I don't really tell too much. But if you are my friend, I dare you tell my business when you get mad at me. Okay. That you was never my friend. You put that in your back pocket and you waited for your opportunity. And that's why I can't get bit with Britt. Could Britt has easily fixed this with a conversation? Absolutely. I mean, could Kelly has fixed this with a conversation? Yes. But I guess the story got to keep going and the storyline got to keep on twirling, if that makes sense, right? So let's review this. And Phaedra children are so stinking cute. I was like, oh my goodness, they are out here doing what they do. And I love this. Okay. All right. So the first part, when it first started, the first scene was when Shamia was at the doctor's office with Shiloh. You guys know that Shiloh is her miracle baby, right? And her husband was on the FaceTime because he wasn't physically able to be there for the appointment. And when her husband thought that, or her husband thought that the baby had strep throat, and they took the baby to the hospital, but it came back negative for the strep throat. So maybe the baby just was having a bad week, and maybe some additional tests could be ran to find out what the result of that was. All right. Then it squirrels off to Phaedra with the boys. Like I said, Phaedra children are so stinking freaking cute. You hear me? Those kids are cute. And I love that they look like they have a relationship with her. Okay. So Phaedra is talking about all her accolades and how successful she is and what she got going on these days. And then her son talks about how he wants to be a designer, like for the baggy pants that the kids is wearing. My son has a few pair of those. He talks about how he wants to be a designer with those, and he's asking, can he be a part of her show? So he's going to design these pants during her show or her event that she's going to have. Okay. The oldest son, like, yeah, leave that to him. But while we talking about me, I'm the manager. Okay. I'm talking money. I'm going to handle the financial part. So the oldest son is already plotting. I got you financially, bro. I thought that was so stinking cute as well. All right. Then it goes on. If you guys are just coming in, go ahead and hit that like button. If you aren't subscribed to the channel, please be courteous and subscribe. All right. Divorce hearing is for Kelly. Now, Kelly's divorce has been going on for a while. I feel like we've been here for a while. So I don't know what's the holdup, but I feel like, all right, where are we going with this? Okay. So I know divorces don't always happen overnight, but at the same time, it's like, all right, when are we going to be done? I'm just over this divorce. Let this girl be free so she can do what she need to do freely. All right. Leave it to Brit. She already done did some things. Okay. But anyway, so the divorce hearing has happened and Kelly is, they're there. The cameras aren't allowed in. But 4 hours later, they come back out and Kelly is extremely exhausted. Like, well, that was a show, right? So no divorce has taken place. They get back to Kelly's house and Shamia comes and she's telling Shamia that they weren't able to divorce because the husband was arrested. You hear me? He got arrested. Well, what the hell did he get arrested for? He got arrested because he skipped out on child support. And I guess the last time he got arrested, he paid child support to get out of jail, but he hasn't made any additional payments since he was released from jail. So the judge was like, basically, since we got you here, lock him up. Get him up out of here. Lock him up. He's gonna stop playing with the court system. Okay. So they locked him up, which enabled them to continue with the divorce, and they needed more time to do so to finalize some things. Okay. Child, that was a lot. So Shami is there to check on her because she knew that the divorce was today. Okay. And Angela calls to check on her to see how things go or how things went, if that makes sense. Okay. And Kelly goes on to say and tell her the same exact story what happened. It is not finalized because dude was locked up. Okay. He got arrested for non-paying of child support. Okay. So Shamia starts to ask Kelly, has she talked to Brit? And she's like, no, and how disappointed she is in her and how she stayed with Brit through all of the Kenyan mess and received nothing in return from Brit. Now, not that she was looking for that, but common courtesy go a long way, right? I'm your friend. I got your back. I stood with you through a very hard time. And I was throwing blows for you, actually. And then the least you can do is call. So she says no. Her and Shamia give a hug, and that was pretty much it. Get to the invitation scene where they're all receiving their invites from Phaedra for this event. All the ladies start receiving them. And then it flashed to this cook-off. I'm gonna call it a cook-off, right? They had this cook-off with Kelly and then Angela's husband, Charles, right? And at first I was like, what's the deal in this? But listen, I guess it's a scene that was just, we need something to film. Is it going to make it? And from the way it ended up, this scene needed to be here, okay? So they're having a cook with with Angela's husband and Kelly, okay? Everyone's saying hello. Everybody's meeting Charles. And you have Phaedra, Angela, and Drew. Now, Kelly says she invited them because she felt like they made a connection over there on Grenada. And she was saying that she wanted to get to know them on like a deeper level since they made this connection. So you have Kelly and you have Charles who are going against each other, like I mentioned. Kelly's going to warm up. And while she's warming up, she's going to walk over to the ladies and they're going to be able to have a conversation. While warming up, Brit, she talks about how, well, put it this way. They asked Brit, well, they asked her if she heard from Brit. And she's like, no, I have not heard from her since Grenada. They're like, wait, ain't y'all best friends? How do you not hear from your best friend? Child, they're best friends it seems one-sided, if that makes sense, right? Because Brit is already out here spreading all of these things about her. Brit is already out there spreading all these things about her, and Kelly hasn't quite did that yet, okay? All she's going around saying is, I have not talked to her. I have not talked to her. But she ain't telling the full story either, if I could add, okay? So they're asking her about her, and she's like, yeah, we best friends, but it's not reciprocated, okay? So then it's at Porsha and Cynthia that walking by Brit and Brit house, okay? So Brit's giving the ladies some drinks. Brit tells them that Kelly and her are having a situation outside of the group because Kelly told her team that she don't want them to work with Brit. Now she's talking about glam squad. She's talking about hair and makeup. She's talking about all of the things that you need for glam. Kelly supposedly went to her team and told her team, you guys are forbidden from working for Brit. Okay. After telling her that she can use her team, she went back on that. So Porsha's like, but why? So Brit's like, she felt that she was getting the short end of the stick, okay, in Nashville. So Cynthia's like, y'all both look good to me. Porsha's like, but wait, did she think your outfit looked better than hers? And Brit confirms that she did, okay? She thought I looked better. So Brit goes on and says that she was disappointed when the team called her and told her they can't work with her because Kelly said so. Kelly jumps in her confessional and was like, yeah, I said that, and what? Okay. Because she said it because it's kind of strange and weird for a person that want everything you have. But then I was like, Kelly, how you sitting here talking about it's weird and strange for somebody to want everything you have? If it happened the way Britt say it happened, Britt said that you suggested that she use your team. So how are you saying that she's strange and weird when it was your idea? And if that to be true, I think you're the weird one in this situation. But if it's not true, it is kind of weird, okay? So Porsha's like, wait a minute. Number one rule with freaking frat, there could be no jealousy. Britt says that the stylists can't work with me because they are now working with Shamia. Baby, I was like, ding, 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 ding. Wait a minute. End it. Hold on. Hold on. So if this is happening the way Britt is describing it, it was about jealousy. Because if you thought that it was weird for your friends to use your same glam team, then why now give that same team that you were deeming not professional, I guess, to work with your next friend? Maybe you're saying that Shamia can't freak the outfit the way that Britt freaked it, and you're more likely to let her use the glam team because she can't outdo you if this is the way it happened. Because then it would be no purpose in you pulling a glam team from Kelly when you just went around and let Shamia use the same glam team. Now your point is stupid, okay? So that's why I was like, that's kind of weird. So Cynthia was like, wait a minute, I wasn't ready for that. Britt is like, so now the stylist is doing shopping sessions with Shamia, okay? And if she was going to be keeping Shamia's secrets about the things Shamia was saying about Porsha when Porsha wasn't around, I thought that was a low blow. And I'm going to tell you why I thought that was a low blow. Because if you watch the episode, you can see the sarcasticness and Britt's face like, well, let me tell you what she was saying about you while you weren't around. Girl, cut this grade school out, right? Stop playing with me. And you knew that you was going to dive that in there. That's why you invited Porsha. Like, okay, Kelly want to play with me. Shamia want to play with me. I'm telling it all. I'm doing a tell all. So you knew what your real intentions was, because that's exactly the way it was spilled out. Like, well, since we're talking about it, let's have this conversation, okay? So Portia's like, wait, what? What you mean recently? Because me and Shamia had a conversation and we kind of left everything on the table, which now sounds like the contract was broken, okay? And she's right. If Shamia had this conversation the way that Britt is describing that she did, you broke the contract. I guess they was going to let bygones be bygones, but that's not happening here, okay? So Britt tells Porsha what the hell Shamia said about her. She says so many things. She showed me text messages between you two of y'all. It said you were dealing with your divorce and she just needed to focus on her in this moment. Now, she wouldn't know that unless Shamia told her, because Porsha did not text Britt. She texts Shamia. So for her to say this, if it's true and Porsha know what she texted her, then Shamia definitely did show her these text messages, okay? Which was a complete violation of friendship. Why are you telling people my business, sis? Why are you doing that? Okay? So Porsha was like, well, first of all, during her confessional, she was like, well, first of all, it wasn't an attorney, it was my therapist, and it was crossing the line. Britt was like, do you think, oh my God, that is a best friend? Is that what a best friend should be doing? And I was so irritated with Britt because the sarcasticness was like, oh, I just want to jump through the screen and get her real good, because she definitely knew what she was going to be doing. Like she was giving somebody a quiz. Now, what would a best friend do in this kind of situation? Girl, she definitely knew what she was doing, right? But Porsha didn't feed. To my surprise, she didn't feed, because I'm sure she could have gave something that Shamia said to her too. But she was like, you know what? Instead of me doing that, do what's best for you. Do what's best for you. So she tells Britt, do what's best for you. So it goes back to the cook-off and Charles cooking and Kelly cooking, and they talk about how good the food is or not, and people need some salt, some seasoning, some other stuff going on. One meal is good, but it tastes like a little soul foodish, So they're complimenting the meal and they loving it at the same time, okay? So some man named Marcus walks up to Angela out of the clear blue. Now they're having a separate event. It is kind of weird that some random man just found them in the middle of this place and was like, girl, you just the person I was looking for. Your man is, right? It's like, why me? So it does seem a little fishy. And if I was Angela, I would have definitely been skeptical and did my research after this too. So Marcus the dude name was Marcus. He walks up to Angela immediately. Can we talk for a minute? Angela's like, do I know you? I know that's right, because who the hell walks away with a stranger? No, we can't talk nowhere. We're going to talk in front of all these people so they can be a witness if you try to do something to me, because I don't know you, right? So Angela was like, do I know you? He was like, no, but I know your husband and some things you may want to know. So he came to, the man says that Charles came to his restaurant. Charles be at his restaurant and he think they should have a conversation, right? Charles is in the corner. Charles is not hearing any of this. You hear me? Charles is not hearing any of this. He's like, nope. I don't even know if he's playing it off because he don't want to, but because I feel like he wasn't far enough not to hear this gentleman talking. But he may be playing it off, or he may just not hear him, right? And maybe he know his own temper and he didn't want to like turn up on a dude completely. He could have probably knocked that dude out, right? So Charles is in the corner, not hearing any of this. The room is uncomfortably as hell right now, okay? Everything is like, oh no. The room is spinning at this point. Everybody's like, say what? You got to tell her what about her man, right? So they do a toast. And when they do the toast, the man like toast. And he was like, if your name is Angela, your husband is cheating. So he wanted to get it out there anyway. Even though Angela refused to talk to him, he was like, I'm just going to say it, give it an opportunity. And he definitely did. He says, if your name is Angela, your husband is cheating. How embarrassing and humiliating that is, right? So I don't know if somebody sent him, but he definitely came with an agenda. Angela's trying to completely play it cool, like she ain't boiling in the inside, and she definitely is, right? Completely play it cool because she don't want to snap out that her husband get concerned. He snap out, and then it's just like this big record, right? I definitely get it. So Kelly makes the man leave, right, with security, because she's like, we're not doing that. That was kind of tacky. And even though me and Angela are not the best of friends, I don't get down with that. And I thought that was real, like, big of her. Jazzy J, I didn't speak. Hello, how are you? And welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. If I did already, then you got 2 welcomes. So it flashed into Phaedra, and Phaedra basically make an unannounced run, okay? Because Phaedra had them little heels on, honey, and she was running to the car. She couldn't wait. I got to go tell somebody about this mess here. So she runs to the car. She dials Porsha number. She didn't know that Porsha was out with Cynthia and Brit. So Porsha puts them on speakerphone, and of course now they know all the business because she's not just talking to Porsha. Now Porsha did tell her where she was, so that if it was a secret that only needed to be with Porsha, she was able to let her know, look, I'm not by myself. So if this is a secret, then don't say, right? I was like, good, because I hate when people put me on speakerphone but don't tell me I'm on it. I don't like that. I wasn't talking to the whole room. I was talking to you, right? So Phaedra runs to the car, calls Porsha, and tells Porsha about the situation and how the man told Angela that he had a word for her, honey, and your man is cheating. And, they laugh it off. Everybody all falling all over the couch, shocked and like, what? I know you lying, right? Type energy. And Phaedra's like, well, let me get off this phone for somebody to give me a prophetic word, right? So then it goes on. Phaedra is meeting with the event planner to go over this whole thing. Hey, CC, what you doing in the chat? Welcome to the chat, popping through. So the event, Phaedra is meeting with the event planner, right? Porsha calls Phaedra and tell her that her cousin has passed, which was unfortunate. I forget the cousin name, but I know that we saw the cousin on the show a few times, and her and Porsha, that was like her little sister. So that was like, oh my God, like I can't believe that. And she's so young, right? So the cousin has passed away and she can't be at the event. All right. So everybody's, Porsha is, Phaedra is very apologetic and sorry for her loss and tell her to handle her hands, or she definitely understands. Okay, so the event day come. And when the event day come, Phaedra's getting everyone, greeting everyone. And walks Kelly, Cynthia, Shamia, and Angela. Kelly talking about she thinks that Angela needs security after that cooking event. Okay. Because remember, the guy just walked up to Angela. No security was there. She like, girl, you need security, because after that show and what happened to you at the event, you're going to need some security. So in walks Brit. Awkward, okay? She speaks to Kelly. Kelly ignores her. I was like, let her act like that girl was not talking to you, okay? Londi, thank you. Thank you. I was like, I forgot her name. But yes, God rest her soul. That was so unfortunate. So in walks Brit in complete awkward moment. She speaks to Kelly and Kelly ignores her. She's not. Okay, so she says that she's not my friend. Okay, Kelly is like, she ain't my friend. She don't support me like I did her, so she's not my friend. I understand that. It don't take a rocket science to find out if somebody your friend or not. Okay, Angela was like, we was in the middle of a good story. Then Britt chimes in, was like, we got a lot of stories to tell. Kelly was like, well, I can't wait for story time then. So Britt was saying that she was disappointed in Kelly because they basically could have had a conversation and it didn't have to come to this. But since she moving the way she moving, she's like, okay, now you deemed the hater. You on the hater. You on the hater side now, okay? So Phaedra's ready to start the event. She's locking doors. Remember, Drew is not there yet. But whoever's out there is just locked out because Phaedra is locking the doors and starting the show, okay? Kelly telling Angela that her event was to the public as well. Angela was like, so Kelly's telling Angela that the event was for the public as well. And the reason why she's saying that is because she's trying to say why this random person was at the party, because people just register and able to come. That don't mean that she knows the connection they have with the girls. Okay. So she's kind of clearing her name in this moment, right? Girl, it was not me that set you up. Okay. So just in case you was thinking that, it wasn't me. So Angela was like, well, wait a minute. I had people that loved me and found out that he was paid to be there. I said, what? Somebody paid him to come drop a bomb about her husband cheating. The time people got on their hand. He did give us a description of the man. This is what Angela is saying. He gave us the description, but she's doing her research to get further details on it, okay? So Drew is still outside with the security, and the security was like, you can't come in. Drew always acting surprised, like, but wait, because I called Phaedra and told her the traffic was crazy. I even sent her a picture. And what I can't get down with Drew, just because Drew is always late. It's like a fashionably late statement with her all the time. And just because you told her don't mean that she has to wait for you to start her event. And if she don't want people walking through the event while people are modeling, you got to sit outside. I'm sorry you were stuck in traffic, but at this point, you got to sit the hell outside. So I guess she's surprised that Phaedra locked her out because she gave her the call. Doesn't mean anything. The show must go on. We on a time schedule here, okay? So Cynthia is talking about it's strange that someone will take time to come to Kelly's event to expose her husband. Those fellas said Kelly's publicist invited and added both. Oh, both of them. Y'all think it was Drew? Shut the hell up. Wait a minute. Kelly publicist invited them and both knew Drew. Now that will make a lot of sense. I don't believe he was paid to be there to get on the show. That makes a lot of sense too, because they're gonna grab that moment. They knew the cameras was gonna be there. People be sick, y'all. People be real sick. That makes a lot of sense. So Cynthia is talking about it's strange that someone will take time to come to Kelly's event to just expose her husband. Like, that's a lot of time on your hand. Kelly was like, I wonder who paid him. Okay. Maybe it's someone that ain't here, honey, that didn't show up tonight. So everybody like, who didn't show up? Now everybody started talking about where they was at, and Britt was like, we was all at my house. Okay. But Kelly started like passing over the fact that the message is coming from Britt and skipping over her and talking to Cynthia. Like Britt wasn't even the one that said we was all in my house. Okay. So she was like, Kelly, like, oh, she let you in her house, as if Britt not even standing there. Cynthia like, yeah, me and Porsha. Britt like, you can address me. All right. I'm right here. Hello. Do you see me? I'm right here. Okay. She's like, you can address me. I know that's a little difficult for you, but you can talk to me. Kelly like, nah, it ain't difficult. It's good. I got this. All right. It ain't difficult at all to act like you don't exist. So Britt's like, you're a little passive aggressive. And this is when all hell broke loose, y'all. It went down. I thought this was going to start flying. Okay. She's like, you a little passive aggressive. Kelly like, aggressive, but not passive. Britt's like, I have never, but Britt started walking towards Kelly. I have never seen you aggressive. And start walking towards her, baby. I was like, back up, Britt, back up. What are you doing? Girl, do not get in their girl face, because you know, if people feel threatened, you might just get what you call that, a reflex, and somebody might punch you in your nose. Now, I ain't encouraging violence, but when you walk up to somebody, you get what the hell you get, okay? Let me see. I don't know who got them to do that. It's layers to the whole situation. Yeah. Yep. Let me see. So Britt started walking up to her. I'm like, girl, back up, and she punched you in your nose and your eyebrow too, and your forehead too. Child, Kelly like, Britt, don't play with me. Don't play with me. You like, don't play with me. Like, girl. So Kelly turned real hood in this moment, y'all. I saw the steam coming off her ears. Okay, don't play with me, girl. This is not what you want. Britt was like, all I'm going to say is, Britt calls, what you call that? Britt calls Kelly insecure. Now she's yelling at this point. She's insecure. Kelly tells Britt to talk to the pill popper roommate. I said, y'all got this. Wait a minute. You're trying to say this girl pop pills? Yo, they was throwing blow for blow. Boom, boom. But like they was going blow to blow. She called her a pill popper. Britt come back, was like, you better talk about them abortions you was having while you were married. I said, what? Shut up. So it went from pill insecure, pill popper, abortion, child, it went left real fast. Okay. So at this point, they're shouting at one another. Okay. She said she was having an abortion while she was married. Kelly, like, you can't even have a kid. You can never be me. So she downs Britt that she can't have kids. You can never be me because you're not even able to have kids. Britt's like, nobody wants to be you, you little hobbit. You little hobbit. I was like, what is going on here? Okay, I remind that part about 2 times. So Shamia intervenes, you know, and Shamia trying to be the voice of reason. And Shamia's like, look, when Kenya put all that stuff out about you, we all agreed that it crossed the line and you were upset. You know how that made you feel. So come on, you can't be in here talking about this girl boring some children. Okay, that was like below the belt. So, you know, Shamia jumped in there, but Britt was like, so what? Okay, don't tell me how to react when somebody done poke me. Okay, and so they go on and Cynthia's like, I want no parts of this. Angela was like, it was low. Cynthia's like, even if y'all not going to be friends anymore, some things you just take to the grave, okay? Some things should have never been said. And I agree. But Britt is mad. Britt don't care who get hurt in this, okay? So Kelly was like, she's a hoe, she's a hoe, she's a hoe. Child, Kelly like she a hoe. So then Kelly says, my body, during her confessional, she says, my body is my choice. And I got my tubes tied after the twins. So ain't no way that I could have had these abortions because my tubes were tied. So there you go, try again. Okay. Now I don't know if that's a lie or not, but I know I did see on social media where Britt was like, she'll drop the receipts of it. So I don't know if she ever dropped them receipts, but according to social media, she's saying that she definitely did tell me she aborted the baby because she was sleeping around while she was married. Okay. I don't know. So Phaedra tried to calm things down. Drew still outside, child, knocking for dear life. Hello. Hello. I was like, Drew, at this point, I feel like you being like, Phaedra knows you're out there. You already sent her this message. I understand, like, not letting you in because she don't want you to like walk in between her event. I get all that. But go home because ain't nobody gonna have me outside waiting for 45 minutes. I know the devil is a liar, baby. I don't want to see your event and you're not really that close with me anyway. That bad. I'm going home. I'm in heels, my feet hurt, and I don't have to show my support that much. Okay. The security guard even felt bad for her, honey. He out there feeding her wings. He was like, girl, you should have been went home, but since you're still here, here goes some wings for you. Okay. So Drew is still outside. Phaedra's still trying to start the event. Drew knocking on the door. 45 minutes, she out there. The officer feeding her, like I just said. The door is open. Drew and Sweet Tea walk through the door. Phaedra's sons model his pants, beautiful pants, well-talented young man. Shamia and Brit are having a conversation. Ask Brit why didn't she call Kelli? Because this is what it's about. Kelli got divorced or getting divorced, and they knew that was her final. It was supposed to be her final hearing, although things went differently. Okay, and Brit did not call Kelli. The reason why Brit did not call her because she mad that Brit pulled the glam team from her. Okay, so Brit didn't call Kelli because she mad that Kelli pulled the glam team from her. So Brit is like, I'm not calling her. I know she feel like I should have been there as a friend, but the friendship is basically doomed when she did that to me. So you can't expect me to be her friend right now and be fake and phony. I'm not in the business of being fake and phony. Okay. She pulled that glam team from me and gave the team to Shamia. And then you want me to call about your divorce. Basically, she on some type F your divorce. Hell with your divorce. I'm sorry you're going through it, but I ain't the one that's going to encourage you and rub your back in this moment. It's not me. Get somebody else to do it. Okay. So that's basically where they were coming from. So none of them wanted to call each other because they're both mad at each other one way or another. All right. Brit, I can't be fake. I didn't call her. I'm not going to call her. Okay. Phaedra pulls the girls to the side to talk to them about Porsha's cousin passing, and everybody just start bawling. Okay. Everybody start crying, which was really, really sad. But it was nice to know that they brought it together in that moment just to have a moment for Porsha, okay, and her cousin passing. So that's pretty much what has transpired with that. And that is the way the episode ends. Okay. It was a good episode. I'm going to rate it 8, maybe a 7, but it was good. Okay. Between 7 and 8, I'm going to rate it. Now, Porsha team is over here sending cease and desist to certain bloggers, child. She's not playing. She's tired of people talking about her to the 10th degree. She's sending, like right now in real time, her team is sending out cease and desist. Some people do take it too far. That's why I say as content creators, we can report, but just try to be clean mannered, right? Let's just try to be clean about our delivery. You can say what you mean and mean what you say, but let's not go gutter, right? I feel like because the views come in when you go gutter, people just go gutter. So Porsha is out here watching, y'all. I just wanted to say that. We are about 38 minutes into our chat. Good enough. We've covered the entire episode, so we're good. I will be back later on today to do Basketball Wife, so make sure your notifications are on and you guys share this live, okay? Hit the like button, turn notification on as well. Comment in the comment section now or later so we can have a conversation because you know I love a little salt in the chat. I love you, checkmates, and there's nothing you can do about it. And remember, don't you let nobody tell you nothing different. Until next time, bye. Oh, moderators, thank you so much for being here, always holding me down. I appreciate you guys times 10, and I did not forget about you guys, okay? Bye, Mama Bees. Thank you. I didn't see Lee, but Lee was here yesterday, so thank you as well. All right, we're going to jump off of here. Let's go. Lady B, I did see you pop in the chat. Thank you so much for being here. All right. Bye.